Hey there YouTube, my name is Gracie. Welcome to my channel. Today I want to talk to you guys about the importance of healing childhood trauma. If you do not want to be like R. Kelly or end up in situations like R. Kelly, then I suggest you take your life very seriously and start doing your healing work. Yes, R. Kelly is a big example at present of what happens when people do not heal their childhood trauma. This is not a joke. A lot of you people take this, like you've gone through trauma in your life and you don't want to heal. You just want to just brush that off and try to bury it. But you don't seem to realize that that trauma affects your everyday life until the day you die. Yes. So let's talk about R. Kelly here. R. Kelly was raised by his mom and his sister. His mom used to go to work a lot. She was a very busy mom. And R. Kelly also had a younger brother. And she used to live, oh, no, no younger brother, older brother, slightly older brother. And she used to live, R. Kelly, with, his older brother, slightly older brother, and the older sister. Now, the older sister used to molest two young boys, right? So when mom is going to work, she thinks my boys are in safe hands. Their sister's taking care of them. No, their sister is screwing these kids when the mom goes to work. She arouses the boys and she gets them to get on top of her and have sex with them, right? Until the mother discovered at a later stage. And one of the boys went on in life to heal his trauma, and he was actually the one who exposed this about what happened, when R. Kelly recently got caught up with the law for doing for molesting younger girls. Because, in the past, there were so many cases against him, but everything was just, swept under the rug and he got away with it. But recently, when things got more chaotic, his brother came out to expose the story and the truth of what had happened in his home and why he turned out that way, which means he understood the importance of healing childhood trauma, right? Because he healed his trauma. He sought counsel. He sought, help from, mental health institutions, spiritual healers, and he got to do his healing work. So at the end of the day, he ended up with a better life, right? As you can see, both of them went through the same thing, but only R. Kelly is going to life imprisonment, right? He's going to jail for the rest of his life now. His public image has been ruined completely. Willis, his brother's image is in. I mean, his brother has his brother's public image is pretty good. I mean, he pretty much he's a good example of what happens when people heal their trauma, right? Their life is it's so he's a good well, what can't I talk? Excuse me. His life is not as chaotic. It could have been chaotic in the very beginning when he wasn't understanding what was going on in his life until he sought help, right? But now he has a much stable life. He's got kids, he's got a wife, he's a happy man, happy. Like his life is pretty much the way a normal person's life should be, right? Because he healed his trauma. Willis, his brother, who never did, ended up, in scandals where he molested young women. And the reason why he molested those young women is because of his childhood trauma, he developed sex addictions. Now, those sex addictions were pretty bad because his sex addiction is not like he's running around with older women. He's mixing older women, younger women, but mostly he wants young women because in his mind, he's stuck at the age where the trauma happened, right? In his really, really early ages, he was 6 when that trauma happened. So he's still that little 6-year-old boy in his mind. That's what happens when you suffer trauma. When you suffer trauma, let's say at the age of 6, in your mind, if you don't heal that trauma, you will be stuck at the age of a 6-year-old boy. So when you heal your trauma, you're helping that little boy inside of you grow and develop past the age of 6. That's what happens when you're healing yourself. If you don't heal yourself, you'll still be stuck at that little boy age. That's why you see there's a lot of grown people here in Canada. Yes, because I am in Canada. You will see there's a lot of people here in this country who are grown by age. Okay, by age, let's say there's a man, he's the age of 53, right? And sometimes when you're studying these people, you realize this person is so childish. He acts like a little happy boy, like a little, like you see that behaviors and it's like, wait a minute. This person might be old by age, but really this is a little fucking kid. Or you see women who are 56 years old, like I know one, her name is Gloria. And this woman competes with me like she's a little fucking kid. She acts like a teenage because in her mind, she's stuck at the age where she's probably faced some trauma. Because this lady named Gloria, for instance, this lady named Gloria, right? She was ill-treated by her parents when she was younger. Her mother was very brutal to her, right? And her mother was quite jealous of her because she had a good relationship with her father, and the mother and the father were not at such good terms. So the mother took it off for her daughter, right? Gloria, because Gloria had a good relationship with her father, right? So at the end of the day, because of that mistreatment, that trauma that Gloria faced at the time when she was a little kid, she's still stuck in her mind at that little at that young age, right? So that's why when she's around, like it's like when I'm looking at this lady, because she never healed her trauma. When I'm looking at this lady, she acts like a little kid. She competes with me. It's like, lady, you're supposed to be a fucking 56-year-old. What the fuck are you doing acting like a little kid? Here you are competing with me. Like, it's like, you're supposed to be more of a mother figure towards me. But here you are, like, trying to outdo me, always trying to compare yourself with me. Like, what the fuck is it? But because I'm able to understand people, I analyze people really well, and I can understand people just like this. It's something that's natural in me because of my, my astrology placements in my chart. It comes natural, so I'm able to like look at people and understand how people are and why they act the way they act. Anyway, back to R. Kelly. So as you can see now, R. Kelly has been charged of 1 case of racketeering, and I believe it's 9 cases of sex trafficking. This is what happens when people don't heal their trauma. Your public reputation gets ruined in the end. You lose friends, family, and trust from the people around you. People just don't want to deal with you anymore in the end. So he's going to be isolated. I mean, R. Kelly is going to be in prison. Like, he's going to be in prison for the rest of his life, right? So you can either go to spiritual prison or physical prison, right? It's the pattern. This is something this is something that happens to everyone that does not heal that trauma. It's kind of like the consequences for not fixing yourself, right? A lot of people are like, oh, well, this happened to me when I was a kid. My parents did this and this and that to me. But you're older now, so you should take charge of your life. You take accountability for your actions and heal yourself. You just can't always blame your parents, right? Or whoever traumatized you at whatever age. Yes, when we're kids, we can blame our parents and all this and all that, but now is the time to take accountability for your actions and start healing yourself before you end up like R. Kelly. Yeah. And in this country, there's a lot of people who are like this. They think that by using hypnosis and mind control, controlling other people, then they're going to get what they want. And then they discard the idea of healing a trauma, like, oh, who has time to do that? Oh, if I use hypnosis to, these shortcuts, then I'm not going to get, karma in my next lifetime. No, bullshit. You are only creating karmic debt for yourself when you manipulate and try to control another person's free will. I don't know who teaches you people the bullshit that y'all know, but you're being lied to. And a lot of you are going to burn in hell for the shit you do. Yes, you will. Because at the end of the day, when you manipulate somebody's free will thinking you can get your way without healing your trauma, right? You're only creating negative karma. You're only accumulating karmic debt. Heavy karmic debt too, because you're tampering with others' free will. So there is no shortcuts to this. Certain people, like, there are white people out there who have such very little trauma in the system. It's not compared to black. Like, you can't compare that trauma to black people. Black people are on another different level. You can't use shortcuts to heal yourself. You got to do the work. But unfortunately, y'all don't want to. So at the end of the day, I don't care either. That's your business. I'm just sharing what I got to share. At the end of the day, you take the advice or you don't take it. It's up to you. Thank you for listening. Have a good one. Bye.